Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 10 of my modded Factorio playthrough. On this episode, we're going to start up a little bus here and start manufacturing the items that we need instead of having to handcraft them. Enjoy. It doesn't have to necessarily be a pretty bus, just one that works for now, because it's just going to be basic resources here. Pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's falling behind because it needs to finish up on all these bricks. And then it'll eventually be caught up. Alright, so we've got the Bobonium patch here, so we don't really want to do anything right there. So we probably want to move this construction to maybe like right here and then build down. So probably something around here maybe. It is kind of a small flaw to have the copper plates being split here because this can eventually run out of them, but this smelting setup, this part of it, is actually going to be somewhat temporary, so I'm not really worried about that potential flaw because that's going to get replaced fairly quickly. Basically, once we've built this little mini bus here, it'll get replaced, so it's not too big a deal to put up with. Okay, we need to start building stuff. Basically, we just gotta go down the list and just take care of everything one category at a time until we've kind of got everything done. So small iron electric poles requires, I mean, pretty much everything's going to require some amount of iron and some amount of copper. Let's see, is that... Okay. Right there. Oh, one other thing we can do is research this, but we need a basic electronic circuits to build that. Where are electronic circuits at? We're probably a little buried. Yeah, it's not that important. We can just build it with this. So to make poles... actually, let's do it like right here. And we just need to have sticks. And let's see here. Sticks on that side, and then cable on this side. Pretty easy. I don't know what the exact ratio of this would be. Let's just go with 1 to 1. It doesn't need to be particularly fast. Also, we could collect sticks and cable and things from these machines as well. But for now, let's just put these boxes down and then deal with that later. Let's see. We can put this like right there. We can be a little more efficient with the poles. Still making progress. Yep, almost. Actually, now that that is there, I think we might occasionally need stone for some recipes. So, basically the ones that use these stone furnaces. So we'll put that there and just pick up a stack of stone, so it'll be available if we need it. See, we have access to long inserters now. I'll just put these side by side. So siphon off the copper plates. Like, right there. We need the stone. I kind of want to put this copper back on the belt for now. So let's see, let's just do something temporary. There we go, that is the regular. This needs to be along. And there we go. Manually or automatically making the small electric poles. Nice. It would be nice to make these lamps too. But glass, I don't know if we want to belt glass quite yet. And glass is the only thing we, or lamps are the only thing we need glass for. So maybe I'll just have a chest to manually place the glass down and let it handle it. So, what's the ratio of this? Okay, this needs to be a double. I don't really care about this being super balanced or anything, so I'll just play it by eye here. That seems to be pretty good. Seems like it's about 100% for everything. But basically what I was checking to see is, should I reuse this assembly machine for wire to work on the lamps as well? But I think not. Let's see, another thing I like to do when manually or automatically building things is kind of place them in the inventory in a specific spot. Basically, kind of reminding myself, okay, you're automated in this process here. So I'll put those in the front and just sort them out later. But lamps, it looks like it's just copper and then the resources here. So let's just put another one of these here. It really doesn't take that long to build this stuff when it's automated, so you really don't have to worry about having this super fast, efficient setup, because the factory just won't be expanding at a fast enough rate, and also it won't be able to supply resources at a fast enough rate. So there's kind of no point in going insanely big. Let's see. That'll eventually catch up. Okay, so we have another one with wires, and then lamp. Well, since we kind of know a little bit about the ratio now, we can do that. Right there. And let's have two of these here. One will be the glass going in. And potentially we can have another belt with glass come in and just kind of sneak in the back here if we need it. Let's see what this does. Looks like it's limited by the ability to put out cable. So, good enough. Let's see, as far as these advanced machines, I don't see any need to automate them quite yet, just because the number of steps necessary to actually like automate an electric mining drill is quite immense. It's better to wait for that until we actually have like a complete main bus with all the different products on it and everything. So I'm just gonna, it'd be better just to automate the production of these components going into this, which we can do, but I'll wait until everything else is built first for that. Same with these components here. Science packs we're already taken care of. Now with weaponry, that is something we need to worry about. The ammunition. It doesn't look like it's that big a deal right now because we haven't had any biter problems. We don't know exactly where they are, but you can see how the pollution cloud's already starting to expand beyond the rate of where we can see. So sooner or later it's going to start hitting biters. And one thing we can do, let's go into the production menu here and look at pollution. And if you're hitting biters, it'll say the biters are consuming pollution, because that's essentially what happens is biters and the environment consume pollution. So if you see biters consuming pollution, it means they're building units with them. So this is kind of a little cheaty way of seeing that we haven't actually, the pollution cloud hasn't expanded to a biter nest yet, because it's not, they're not absorbing any pollution. So that's not a problem. But it takes a long time to produce ammo and whatnot. We are in copper overload, though. So we are going to have to do something with all the copper. So maybe if we put the copper firearm magazine at the very end of the chain, it will just use any copper that gets left over after it goes through all this. Once we have a circuit network, that can be done more cleanly. But for now, we're just going to have to kind of put up with it and manually move belts around. Alright, looks like this is caught up. Once all these machines stop, it'll clear out this collection of stone there. Alright, so put that on the back burner, the handle. The firearm magazines, and that's fine. Bricks we're already taken care of. Yeah, cable we'll worry about in a bit. Yeah, we need to kind of automate those productions, but we'll worry about that in a bit. Repair packs would be nice to automate. To an extent, same thing with chests. So we're going to need wood and stone. And we probably should put those on a belt anyway, because you can see that we're going to need wood and stone anyway to make these underground belts and whatnot. So we should probably put 2 more lines on here. Let's handle that wood and stone once we've built everything that can be built with just copper and iron. So this is firearm magazines we need. Actually having a shotgun might be useful. I'll just manually build that. Walls, we do need, but we can build these nicer stone walls. Which is probably something that should occur. So we can make regular belts with just iron. It's those which require extra resources. Okay, let's see. So to make that, we're going to need an engine. An engine requires a gear, I believe, so make a gear there. An engine there. So as far as the shotgun shells go, they're more materially efficient for doing damage. It costs less to create. See, it has a similar magazine size, but the amount of damage is much higher. Instead of doing 5 damage per shot, it does 12 damage times 5, so it's much more, but since you can't easily aim it, it's difficult to use. However, so it's difficult against biters that are attacking you because all the pellets will miss, but it's really useful for actually just efficiently destroying the biter nests themselves. So it's useful to have some shotgun shells on hand early game just to save yourself some resources. And just like that, the sun is going down. Okay, so this is a purely iron thing. Iron, iron, iron. We'll just put 1 on each side and see what happens. So this looks like 2 actually. Actually, the output looks a little slow. Okay. That's about as efficient as that's going to get. And boom, we have transport belts. Yay. Just for making this nice and symmetrical. Okay, we have stone walls, which are better than brick walls. By how much? I don't know, but I guess we can test this real quick. It basically looks similar, but there's a lot more health on the stone wall than the defensive wall here. Okay. Well, we're already building a bunch of stone here. Let's go this way with the stone, so we can expand outwards this way if we need to. Okay, we'll put this here. We say we want to build stone walls. Yeah, we're already hitting copper overload here. So let's put a chest here. Start building walls. How many walls? About 5 stacks of them to begin with. There we go. We'll be able to deliver these bricks. Move these belts around a bit, but we can deliver the bricks later if necessary. Let's see. Inserters. We can go down the chain here. It's going to be kind of a complicated chain, but it'll work here. So we need to make more engines. So it'll be gear, engine, and then stick. gear, engine. This will build the inserters. And then this right here will make the sticks. Because we've already kind of built some of these things before, we kind of already know the ratio. About sticks. I think it's, yeah, it's 1 to 2. No. And this temporarily will output into a box right here. So much copper. We also can make iron pipes and copper pipes as well. Actually, considering how much copper overload we have, making copper pipes is probably quite efficient. It really doesn't matter too much. You can just use whatever one, whatever color code works best. Whatever resource you have available and whatever color code you want. It can help when you're using lots of pipes to have the different pipes color coded, so at a glance you can kind of tell what's in there without having to mouse over everything. Oh, we need to have one more inserter in here. Well, can't really tell how fast it's going until all the iron catches up. Why is that still going? Ooh, that's why. Uh-oh. Well, we can, we'll use those eventually. Or we can reverse factory them. Speaking of reverse factory, I think, yeah, it requires circuit boards, so we can't quite do it yet. But there's where all the resources were going. Makes a little more sense now. We can keep going. We need to make regular inserters, which require small electric motors. So we can put the regular inserter recipe here and then just kind of belt these over. You can kind of move that around a bit. And then the electric motor is right here, which requires gears and copper cable. Okay, that's kind of filled up a bit. Now that we have a full belt, we can see how balanced this is. Looks like it's limited based on motors, but seems pretty well balanced. Okay, so we can make the motors there. Iron gear wheel up there, and copper cable down here. And then we'll kind of scooch it over here. So something like that, and then this can get scooched up from over here. And I'll just put the giant stack I have in there for now. We don't really need to hold on to burner inserters. I mean, I guess we could. We don't really use them for that much, but I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world to have a stack of 50 of them. Okay, so the gears is 2 in, 1 out. Copper cable is 1 in, 2 out. Oops, this one is copper, which needs to be the long-handed. This needs a plate as well. So this one's definitely limited by copper cable. But it gets the job done. You can see how once you start building more complicated components, that balance kind of goes out the window when you're just doing a straight line like this, but I wanted it for simplicity's sake and nothing else. Let's see. We could do copper pipes and iron pipes. Could do stone pipes up there too. Guess it doesn't really matter. The production of undergrounds takes forever. You see it takes 10 pipes to make 2 underground, so it can help to feed 2 pipe machines into the underground pipe machine. It can take a very long time otherwise. I think that's basically it for a lot of these machines, so we can put some boxes here to pick up spare resources. We're probably going to want the gears. Which gears to get? Probably the gears for the inserters. It's probably a good machine to steal from. Can make our own dedicated machine, but don't really need to. So all the stuff that we handcraft, we want to make sure we have access to the common handcrafting materials that we're going to need. So, and the motors we need as well. So we can grab from here. Probably, well, it's like it could grab from here, but it's also going to, if we grab the gears too, it's going to take a long time to fill up that because it's going to have to do the gears first. And then the motors. So it might be better to steal motors from up here. And then the electric motors we only have from one source. Down here. A nice stack. We can just grab from. I think that's it. We kind of need poles. Or sticks, I guess. Iron sticks. It goes into assembling machine. Oh no, that's made in assembling machines. There we go. It goes into electric poles and rails. Oh yeah, nanobots, which we can make by hand if we wanted to, but better to automate them. So we don't really need them. They do go into a couple of random things, but we don't actually need to hold on to them. Okay, that's the end of this one. On the next episode, we're going to continue expanding this bus and finish making all the other things we need. I'll see you there.